Welcome back. It's Dan here from Strong Collective, and I help coaches build thriving online businesses through impact, freedom, and enjoyment. If you're a coach and you get frustrated, you're fed up, and you feel sometimes that social media is just a never-ending struggle, then this video is going to be for you, because I'm going to talk to you today about how you can build an ecosystem, which is important for not only lead flow now, but for long-term business growth as well. Whilst most coaches are scrapping it out on social media, trying to fight over building some kind of enormous following, they forget that actually in doing that, it doesn't really matter, because what really matters the most is an engaged following over just a number, because otherwise it's just a metric. Now, this system that we talk about here, the ecosystem, is for you to be able to take someone who's a complete stranger, bring them into your world, away from social media, and actually nurture them through a period of phases where you'll be able to break down, build trust, connection, and showcase what you do and position your offer. Now, this is a system that we've set up within our own business, and we use to help coaches now at the moment build their own individual ecosystems that are specific to their own business. And what we're doing is the same process where we're breaking down those phases in order to get someone to decide if you're the right person for them. And if they're not, then you know that they're not right for you anyway, and that doesn't matter. Now, with this process, it's all built off the principle of 7-11-4. Now, what I mean by 7-11-4 is 7 being for the amount of hours of content or the amount of hours someone has to consume of you before they actually decide whether you're the right person. They have to do that over 11 different touch points in 4 different locations. And if you can start to think about how your content and your own ecosystem satisfies that principle, you'll start to build out a system that can do this for you behind the scenes. And all you have to worry about then is getting people into this system. So this is the ecosystem that we talk about. And like I say, it's satisfying the amount of those touch points for someone to take action. Now, normally coaches might have, if they have already, they might have a lead magnet. They might have a lead magnet out there that people download. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, we've got a separate video on that already. You can go and check it out. And normally what happens is they'll download the lead magnet and they'll go through maybe a series of emails if they've already set that up. And those emails might be 7, for example. Now, if you think about what I just mentioned a moment ago, and we're talking about 7 hours over 11 different touch points in 4 different locations, and you think about 7 emails is not enough to satisfy that principle. So what we do is we build a bigger system. So we've built an ecosystem now that works over a period of about 90 days. And that system itself will take people through various phases that enables us to position our content in different media formats, whether that's video, podcasts, live trainings, quizzes, cheat sheets, downloads. And you're just doing enough here to be able to satisfy that principle and to get someone to decide whether you're the right coach for them and for them to take action. Now, the reason we started to build this out for coaches is because of the frustration, like I mentioned at the start, for content and social media and trying to fight against the algorithm and everything else that goes on out there. If you build something like this, all of those stresses and pressures goes away because you're instantly able to then focus on the metrics that matter over metrics that are just there for vanity. So if we start to think about the ecosystem, we can look at how much is it costing you potentially to get someone into that system? How much are your open rates on this certain email phases? How many people are clicking links in those emails? Because then you can look at refining that process rather than worrying about how many likes this post got, or this reel got so many views and this one didn't. Why is that? The things that give you a headache on a day-to-day basis that don't actually matter when you start to look at these processes. So for me, removing that stress has enabled us to start enjoying content creation even more, because we can now create content that is fun, that is enjoyable for us to create, but also enjoyable for the audience to consume. And in doing that, you create more engagement anyway. When you have that pressure and that stress there, it starts to then blunt that creativity. And if you can set a system up like this, all you need to do is worry about getting people into that system and build the system around them. So for me, if you can start to separate yourself from just thinking very much about how a social media platform works and start to think about taking people away from that noisy area and taking them into your own world where you can build trust and nurture them, you'll have a much more successful business long term. you'll have a much more enjoyable business long term, and you'll start to work with your favorite clients long term. You will build a business full of your favorite people. And that to me is like that's the perfect world, right? If this video has given you some kind of cause for thought and you want to start to understand how you can do this yourself, feel free to drop me a message. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, because we've got over 50 videos on this channel to help you build a thriving online coaching business. Thank you for watching.